In chapter 2, the first video we see about the market structure, and we see that how the bullish market structure and the bearish market structure is forms in the market. In this video, we see how the chapter 1, or you can say how the supply demand is related with the market structure. So this is a graph of Australian dollar, Japanese yen in a 15-minute time frame. Every candle represents the 15-minute time frame. So here you can see there is a range created demand exactly at this point. So if I draw here a range, this is our range and price just taps into this range and again moving in the upward direction. Price did not break this level. You can see that price didn't break this level. This level is still behave as a supply area. If I want to draw a supply area exactly at this point, because after taps into this demand zone, price did not break this level. What is our supply area? So there is a sharp move in the upward direction, true expansion in the downward direction. So we can also draw the supply area exactly at this point. I can zoom the chart so you can understand in more depth. So price just respect this demand level. Again, it move in the upward direction. But what we see, price did not break this high. And again, it break this demand level. You can see that price just break this demand level exactly at this point. So we can say that now the supply is respected and demand is targeted. We can see that this is the break of structure exactly at this point. Price just break this level, or you can say that price just break this demand area. This large bearish candle break this demand area. So now, so this is the high point, this is the low point. Now we see that at which level this level is broken. So price is broken this level exactly at this point. So now what is happening exactly at this point? You can see that, so this is the accumulation of the orders, or you can say that this is the strength of buyers. Also, this is the liquidity in 15-minute time frame. What price do here? Every time price break the structure and it creates a new demand zone. You can see that every time price break the structure and it creates a new demand zone. Every time price break the structure and it creates a new demand zone, right? So price creates a strength from the demand side. Now the true structure is break at exactly at this point. Here we can find that the price is change its direction because this supply area is broken at this point. Price takes too much time to break this supply zone. Now this is the confirm signal. Okay, now my supply area is broken and this is my demand 15-minute. This is the true break of this supply zone, and after forming this pivot, price again move in the upward direction. So this pivot point is act as a demand area. So this is my demand for 15-minute. Now we just see how the market structure works and how you have to trade into the market. Now the price is moving in the upward direction from this point, right? Price creates the range. You can see the price create the range. Price is stuck between this range. You can see that price is stuck between this range. Now if I want to modify this range into pivot, then what should be I do? So there is a sharp move in the downward direction, true expansion in the upward direction. So where the price gets the sharp move, here we get a sharp move. No, there is no sharp move exactly at this point. There is a sharp move exactly at this point. Sharp move in the downward direction and true expansion in the upward direction. So if I modified this demand level, so this is my demand for 15-minute, right? Or you can say that price just taps into this zone again and it move into the upward direction. So that is called my demand zone, and this is my new demand for 15-minute. So where the demand is broken exactly at this point. After price break this higher high, I can say that this is my next higher low and this is my next higher high, right? I can draw the next demand area exactly at this point. Where is the sharp move? This is my true demand area. So if price come back in a future in this demand zone, it going in the upward direction. So this is my low and this is my high. So unless and until this low is not broken, we can't say that the price is in the reversal trend. Where the low is broken, you can see that at this point this low is broken, This higher low is broken means the price is now respect the supply area. So the first indication we get exactly at this point, price creates a range. You can see that price creates a range, and this range is broken at this point. Initially the range give the respect, ultimately the sellers enters into the market. So this range, this is the first indication of the price change. So we can see that now the supply is govern the market. So where is the true move? So there is a sharp move in the upward direction, true expansion in downward direction. So now we can definitely place a supply area exactly at this point, and you can see that this is my supply for 15 minutes. Now it also break the minor structure. You can see that after break this structure, you can say that now my next supply zone is exactly at this point. So if I expand it, then also price respect this supply zone. You can see that price is respect this supply zone. From this point, price is again moving in the downward direction. When the price create this demand zone, the price after tapping into demand zone, how it react to the market, it just going in the correction wave. So this is the second indication. Okay, now the sellers are taken control in the market. So here you can see that after taps into the market, this is the injection. Again, this is a second injection. Again, price just taps into the supply zone, and you can see that there is a heavy movement. Again, price just taps into the supply zone, there is a heavy movement. So we can see that after confirmation from these three things, this is the first thing. The buyers did not control the market. Buyers are not able to move the market in the upward direction. Now, where is the second indication? Price is moving in a correction from the demand area. This is not the sin while we move in the upward direction. You have to understand that if the price steps into this demand area, then the buyers or the buying volume suddenly enters into the market. So here we can see that the volume is not that much good from the buyer's side. Now, what is the third indication? So price taps into the supply zone. You can see that price just taps into the supply zone, and it gets a heavy injection from seller's side. You can see that there is a heavy injection, there is a heavy injection, and ultimately this is the fourth indication. Price just break the higher low. Price breaks higher low, right? You can see that price is break this higher low exactly at this point. This is my supply level which is broken at this point. So this is my supply is broken, supply for 15 minutes, right? So now we can see that the supply is respected, and at this time prices break the structure. So if I draw the supply area, this is my lower high exactly at this point. This is my lower high, and this is my lower low. Now we have to understand where is the sharp move and the downward direction comes into the market. So you have to see that price creates a range, it breaks, but ultimately it going in the upward direction. We have to find out the perfect pivot. There is a sharp move in the upward direction, but not true expansion. There is a sharp move in the upward direction, true expansion in the downward direction. So this is the perfect heavy volume of sellers at this point. So if we draw the supply area at this point, so this is our true supply area. Price respect this supply area. This is our supply for 15 minutes. So after break this demand level, here also you find that there is a small demand is forming exactly at this point. From the fair value, price did not create any demand zone, right? This whole demand is swept by this injection from the seller's side, and you can see that price just taps into this past demand zone, and again it moving in the downward direction. If I want to draw the supply, you can see that there is again a range forming exactly at this point. After break the structure, you can see that price break the structure at this point, right? And again it go moving back exactly at this point. So this is called the supply is consumed at this point. Price just taps into the supply zone at this point, right? This is our range created supply, this is our range created supply, and price from the fair value it going in the downward direction. So now where the next point it breaks, so the next point it breaks is exactly at this point. You can see that prices break the structure at this point, right? Price just break the structure at this point. So where is my next supply zone? So here you can see that this is my sharp move in the upward direction, true expansion in the downward direction, right? So if I want to draw the next supply zone, then this was my next supply zone. Here I have to consider the whole candle for the trade purpose, and this is my supply for 15 minute. And you can see that when the price comes exactly at this point, it again moves in the downward direction. We will discuss in last lecture, if the wick is relatively too large, then you can modify this supply zone up to this wick, right? So price still did not touch this wick at this point. Now we find the exact demand area where the price is going in the upward direction, and it makes a higher high and higher low. So this is the true demand area where the price is going in the upward direction. So if I want to draw this demand area, where is the sharp move in the downward direction? So price also creates a range at this point. You can see that price creates a range, or you can also consider into a pivot. So there is a sharp move in the downward direction and true expansion in the upward direction. So price may come back at this point for the future. So we just expand this demand zone. Price still did not touch at this level. So this is the graph of AUDJPY, and how you have to understand what happened in the market. So this is the scene that you have to understand. So this is the concept that we merge with supply and demand, and you just see that how the price is react and how the market structure is important before we place a trade into the market. Still, we have the next low is exactly at this point, and price did not break this low. You can say that there is a low exactly at this point, and this is the high, right? So that is the next low and the next high at this point. This is my high. So price creates a new low and the new high. You can say that price, this is our new low, this is our new high. So now this low is targeted and this high is protected. So price just break this low, and now price is going in downward direction. So price may came back up to this point. This high is protected and this low is targeted, right? So may came back, and after price taps into the demand zone, so there is a chance still price came back at this point and again going in the downward direction. You have to understand, you have to merge the concept of supply and demand with the market structure. So if you have any doubts, mention in the comment box.